States. It's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How are we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. Happy belated Easter to all of you. Hope it was a wonderful day for you yesterday. For me, wonderful. Had the family over. The great thing about having the family over, I'll sit and moan and groan about it, that we're going to host Easter dinner. But the good thing about it is it forces me to clean. So I was cleaning, and of course, I always find some things that I hadn't seen in a long time when I'm picking up, just cleaning off desks and stuff inside the house, no matter where I'm at. It seems like I always find something. Does that happen to any of you? Like I found a shirt that I'd gotten for Cooper for Christmas, but that was too small that I need to return. It was like in a bag, just kind of tucked in a shelf somewhere. I was like, I guess I should return this. I had totally forgotten about it. And I found like some gift cards also from Christmas that I was like, okay. It's like Christmas all over again. But yeah, really cool time I had last night with the family, so always wonderful. Today, Tom the taxi driver, please, he's going to show us the best free views in London in this video, and so I'm excited to see this. Of course, I love seeing stuff about London. Yes, we all know there's more to England than London, but with London being the first stop, my first visit, of course, I love to see all this stuff about London that maybe some other videos don't point out, but he's going to show us the best free views. I encourage you, I beg you, please go and support his channel. It is so important that you do so. I know I say this all the time, and you're probably tired of me saying it, but link to this video and a link to his channel will be in the description of this video. And it's important that you go and support his channel by liking and subscribing. I mean, one like is a huge deal. So it really doesn't take a whole lot from you. And every little bit helps. And it really is important because without the original content and their permission for me to do their videos, it's just, the same story. This channel, our channel, just wouldn't be the same, right? It's important. So thank you. Thank you in advance. In fact, I encourage you to go watch this video first and then come back and watch with me. You guys are going to definitely point out some things to me that I didn't know or didn't understand in what he's describing. I'm imagining. We'll find out. Maybe I'll understand and recognize a lot of these views. I don't know. How many of these views do you know about and have been to? That's also something I would like to know. So please come sit with me on this big fake couch and let's see what Tom has to show us today. All right, let's do it.
Hello everyone, it's Tom the taxi driver, and today we're going to be going to some of the best free views in North London. Stay tuned because I'm going to get progressively closer to central London and be showing you my most favourite view in all of London. Let's go. Our first one is the wonderful Archway Bridge. Of course, that's where Archway gets its name from. The bridge which spans across this area here, taking us very neatly from Highgate over into Crouch End and, of course, Hornsey. It was originally a brick-built bridge in 1813.
Oh, that
then
looks different. Look at that. Interesting. Boy, does it look way different now.
In 1900 by the iron spanning bridge that we see today. This was actually initially
Beautiful,
designed to be a
bridge.
tunnel going through the hillside, but that tunnel would then collapse through various construction efforts, leading to this viaduct trenchway that we have now, and of course, magnificent bridge going across the top. The only other option to get up towards the Finchley Way without going all the way around the hillside.
East. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where. When he shows these little maps, I'm like, my eyes start going all over the place, and I'm not really sure where he is. Archway Bridge. Where did I miss it? Was it in the previous shot here?
Going across the top. The only other option to get up towards the Finchley Way.
Okay, where am I looking here? Oh, down here at the bottom. Okay, Archway. There we go. London is so massive. So massive.
Without going all the way around the hillside, was to go up Highgate Hill or Highgate High Street. So that's why this trench was needed to be cut. And Highgate Hill into Highgate High Street was incredibly steep. There was a tramway system that went up and down there, but there was actually times in the past of when fatal disasters happened as a result of that tramway failing or horses not being able to make it up the hill. But to make the most of this view, we've got to get up there and have a little look. Sadly, it's not quite as accessible a view as it once was. Someone's referred to as the Hornsey Lane Suicide Bridge, much to the dismay of local residents. So they put these up, must have been a couple of years or so ago. So these wouldn't be here, but you can see that even previously there's been different designs to stop people from, sadly, jumping to their death. But the view, fantastic, if we can see a bit of that.
Oh, yeah. On clear days, it must be just amazing.
So you get a beautiful vista straight into the city of London. And this area as well is quite well famed for Dick Whittington. You may remember from primary school. Now, Dick Whittington was actually 4 times Lord Mayor.
Yeah,
it was actually said that
I've heard of him.
When he was leaving London, up in this area, maybe not quite as far north here, it was actually over on Highgate Hill. He was trekking up Highgate Hill, and he could hear the sound of the Bow Bells on Cheapside. And that for him was his calling to go back to London, to go back to the city of London. So it's mad to think that, as far up here, you could once hear the Bow Bells down there near St Paul's Cathedral. Now, on the trail of Lord Mayors, we're going to go to a second location to learn about another Lord Mayor. So, corner of Dartmouth Park Hill and Highgate Hill, we've got Holy Joe's Church. We're going to be going into Waterlow Park. And after our other Lord Mayor I was alluding to, Sir Sidney Waterlow. So Waterlow Park is a 26-acre park. It's actually gifted by this gentleman here, Sir Sidney Waterlow. He actually coined it as a garden for the gardenless. Obviously, now that many people might not have access to their own garden, so he provided this wonderful garden, in a setting of a nice park like this. Nice and quiet. You're not going to be too oversubscribed here. I'm being quite quiet to know that people are enjoying this view as well. Just being able to perfectly peer right through into the city of London. It's just great parks up here as well. It's awesome. Right, we've done 2 views in Highgate. Now
that's what's so cool. If you want, you have London, massive, busy, noise, hustle, bustle, right? And just a few miles out, you have these like sanctuaries in a way. Waterloo called it a garden, is what he called it, but it's like his refuge from just the chaos that big giant cities provide. And for you to be able to, you don't have to go too far to get out, to kind of just get the peace and quiet, to hear birds, nature, and the parks. It just seems like the park system in and around London is just very well thought out, and a lot of them are very large. But yet you're just right there. It's like when you walk into Central Park. It's in New York. And Central Park's a real extreme example because it's really, there's not a lot of places that are like Central Park, but in the States. But it's like you can get lost in Central Park. It is so large. So, and not even realize that, if you didn't know, you wouldn't even think you were in New York City. But but there's so many of them, it seems like, in London. of these type of just large spaces of open green, and they're pretty unassuming in a way, to where, when what I mean by that is it's not, there's no kids rides there. There's no, it's just open nature for you to do what you please. And it's pretty cool.
We're going to get a little bit closer to central London and go look at some more epic views. Let's go. Right, this next view might be a little bit obvious, but...
Not to me.
Really? Well, whilst we wait for that, we're going to talk about NordVPN. Now, if you don't know, Nord are a virtual private network. The idea is that you connect to one of their remote servers anywhere in the world, and it protects and anonymizes your internet
We're
traffic.
just going to go ahead and skip.
So that could be whether it's your ISPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Right, great. Now that we can go see it, let's go look at this view. Now, this
Primrose
is the bread and butter of free views in London. You can just go online and type in best free views in London, and this will come up on just about every single search. This is, of course, Primrose Hill. Why? Because it's probably the most central and most easily accessible viewpoints in all of London. So we're going to ascend this wonderful hill and see what we can see. I mean, the previous two were pretty good, but this, in terms of a sweeping landscape, so you can see just about everything, this is where you want to come. Well, you can see right out far east as far as Stratford. I'm trying to find it, but you can actually see the orbit, the orbit tower that was part of the Olympic Games. Obviously, you can see straight through into the city.
Look at that. Gosh, love the skylines. Look at all the cranes. You have cranes over here, here. There's some in here, it looks like there, here. I mean, just progress in action. Just constantly building, improving, adding. And then you have this beauty that he's sitting in just high atop this hill. That's so cool. I don't know if I've heard of Primrose Hill. I have to admit, I never Google searched best views in London. So this is first for me, but yes, really nifty.
London, nice unobscured sight line of St Paul's Cathedral through there.
Oh, cool.
You can also see Westminster, so you can see the Victoria Tower and the flag on top poking on through. And you can just about see the spire part of Big Ben as well. London Eye, you can see right out to Canary Wharf as well. Francis Crick Building, King's Cross, Sky Garden, number 1 Blackfriars. You can see the buildings over there that got the red, yellow and blue on top of them.
Oh, yeah, right here in front of my face. I was looking past them. Oh, yeah, some of the more iconic skyline features that I'm familiar with, you can see. Wow. So cool.
They're actually like these housing blocks that are on Hampstead Road, right near where the HS2 development's going on. So that gives you an idea that's kind of near Euston. You can just see the top of the St Pancras Renaissance Hotel over there as well. And of course, London Zoo is just right down the front here.
London Zoo? Oh.
I'm walking backwards to avoid the wind, but 1 bridge, 2 parks. Now we're going to go to a rooftop garden. Bosh. We're on New Oxford Street, so Oxford Street's down there. This is New Oxford Street. I've never been here before, but apparently it's a publicly accessible roof garden, so we're going to give it a go.
The Post Building.
Epic. Let's have a little look around it, shall we? This is pretty substantial. This is gnarly. So I'm on top of the Post Building, so it's only 9 floors up, but because we're so central, we can see all the good stuff. We're going to go to that side in a minute, but I'm going to go down that way and work out which way I'm looking. Epic. Some nice little roof gardens, viewing platforms. So you can see the Masonic Lodge there on Great Queen Street. Obviously we see the Shard again. We're a bit closer, we can see the City of London over there, just the top of St Paul's Cathedral, poking on beyond this building here. So that's on Parker Street. I think this orange and white one's on Parker Street. We can see our way down Holborn and obviously over to Barbican that way. You can see the usual stuff like number 1 Blackfriars. You can just see the spires of Battersea Power Station in over that way. House of Parliament, Charing Cross Station, that big dome bit. You can even see a bit of the river through there as well. Wow, that's pretty cool. You can see right down to Crystal Palace. Yeah, you can even see Westminster Cathedral from here as well, just down that way. Westminster Cathedral, Westminster Abbey, Shell Building.
Wow.
All the new developments by the Shell Building. Oh, I do love a good sight line. Just makes you think. Ooh. It is the view that keeps on giving, really, because you can see the Covent Garden Piazza through there.
Wow.
Old ITV
Royal
building.
Opera. I want to go back.
You can see the Covent Garden Piazza through there. The old ITV building.
Dang it.
That they're also gutting.
I gotta go back.
Piazza
Sorry.
through there.
Why won't it let me pause? There we go. Look at that. Royal Opera House. So cool.
Old ITV building that they're also gutting. Gutting out all the TV studios. Channel 4's being gutted out as well. BBC's already been done. You can even see Nelson, St Giles in the Fields.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the problem with some of those big open vistas like Alexandra Palace, Primrose Hill, is you don't see some of the smaller details here in central London. I'm literally just picking up so much stuff, just looking at it, just seeing all the different church spires. I can't even see Tower Bridge.
There it is.
That way?
Yeah.
What's pretty nice as well is that you've got north and south views. That's what we've got on this side. So you can see right up to Ali Pali, I believe. Is that going to be Ali Pali? I can't quite pick it out, but it's going to be up there somewhere over on that sort of hilltop over there. So yeah, one detail you never really get to see very well from the street is actually here, St George's, Bloomsbury. So this is a Hawksmoor church, part of the 50 New Churches Act of 1711. You actually see this in Hogarth's Gin Lane, you know, that famous picture, sort of representing 18th century London. And at the top, the statue of King George I, he's wearing Roman dress there. So a nod to the period, obviously the early 18th century, into the spire as well. You'll be able to see that there's actually a lion and a unicorn chasing each other around the steeple. This actually symbolises the end of the first Jacobite rising, basically tensions between England and Scotland of the time. Of course, the lion representing England and the unicorn representing Scotland. Behind that, of course, you can see the front entrance to the British Museum, that wonderful dome on the top there, but the Richard Westmacott portico out the front here. I can actually see inside of the British Museum. I can see through the front glass door there. Hilarious. The behemoth of Bloomsbury, the Charles Holden Senate House there, BT Tower, OVS. That's London's first skyscraper, because before that the tallest building in London was St Paul's Cathedral. So the end of the 1960s that went up. Centre point. You can see those the blue, yellow and red buildings that we saw on Hampstead Road earlier. So we've just come the other side of them now. It's before we was above them. Fitzroy Kimpton Hotel. Charles Fitzroy Dole, who laid out a lot of Bloomsbury, he was one of the main guys of the Bloomsbury estate, or the Russell estate rather, chief designer there of that hotel. So it's a little bit difficult to find this entrance, but it's the Post Building, which is sort of in between Museum Street, New Oxford Street, and that little bit of High Holborn. If you come on the New Oxford Street side, there's a set of double doors with just a white A4 sign that just says rooftop view. Double check it, I'll put it in the video description anyway, but you'll see that and you just go through security, give them your ID, they just note it down and away you go. A nice free entrance up here. To finish up this video, we need to go see the best of free views in all of London, and many of my cab driver colleagues will agree with me.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be hard to beat.
Wicked. If you ask any London cab driver, I'm pretty certain 90% of them would say that Waterloo Bridge is the best view you're going to get in London. Why? Because it sits right on the bend of the River Thames, meaning that you can see all the way through to the City of London, even right out to Canary Wharf, and if we look over to the west, southwest, you'll be able to see out towards Westminster as well. Another added bonus as well is that you can get it very easily at night, so if you're out in the West End at a restaurant or whatever, you can very quickly just nip to Waterloo Bridge and taking the most wondrous view. In the 1930s, London County Council decided to demolish the old bridge and replace it with this new structure by Sir Giles Gilbert Scott. That's the same Giles Gilbert Scott that did the K2 telephone design. There was a lot of Gilbert Scotts. And this is all despite under his own admission that he wasn't actually an engineer. Construction of the new bridge began in 1937, officially opened September 1942. However, it was not fully completed until 1945. To this day, Thames riverboat pilots still call it as the Ladies' Bridge, as it's thought that up to 65% of construction workers responsible for building it were women. But maybe we could call this bridge Ladies' Bridge because it features in the 1966 film Alfie, starring Michael Caine, both in the intro shot and the outro shots. The bridge also features in the 1996 film Trainspotting. You see Ewan McGregor's character, Mark Renton, walk across this bridge, kind of denoting his change from drugs and that kind of life into a more normal kind of life. So buildings you can see from here, you can see the cheese grater, which is on Leadenhall Street. You can see St Paul's Cathedral poking out.
Cheese grater? Is he talking about the diagonal one there? Huh.
very nicely. The walkie-talkie building, which is
Walkie-talkie
obviously the Sky
building.
Garden at number 20 Fenchurch Street. NatWest Tower. You've got a little bit of the Shard there, in between one Blackfriars and that other building there. You can see ITV building, which of course they're redeveloping. You can even see right out to Canary Wharf, Blackfriars Bridge, HQS Wellington, even atop of St Bride's as well, another Wren church. And out that way, you've got Parliament and of course London Eye. Now, if you made it this far in the video, you might as well go down below and hit that little subscribe button. That really, really helps. And thank you so much for watching this video and doing that for me. That's it for the best views in London. If you've enjoyed this, you might like the video over here where I share some of the best eateries across London. You can make a day out of being able to see some of these views and go and have some of this top food as well. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Please go support Tom and his channel. So important. I love his channel. It's so informative, and you just see a lot of things now. If you're not into London, then obviously you're not going to want to watch it. But I am. I'm, of course, never been there, and that's the first place that I'm going to go, and so seeing these little videos about just all the ins and outs from a guy who obviously knows the city very well. So I've enjoyed Tom and his videos. So I encourage you, please go support his channel. It's so important that you do so. I'm going to, of course, check out the next video, the 5 best places to eat. But yeah, some of these views are great. I love a good skyline view. You know, one of the joys of going to New York City is you go to the top of the Empire State Building and you can, you know, see the whole city. It's really awesome. If you can get to the top of One World Trade Center, what are they calling it? One World Trade, I think. That's amazing view. Of course, it's the tallest building in New York City right now. But no, the Empire State Building, it's just iconic. And if you ever get there, definitely it's worth going up. It's probably pretty expensive to do it, but definitely worth going up there and seeing the views from up there. And it's 360. You could it's all the way around, so it's really cool. But this, of course, that post building, I've got to make a note of that. Hopefully that doesn't get lost in my preparing, but that is definitely something I would love to go see. I mean, because yeah, that looks pretty awesome. And of course, Waterloo Bridge. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going walking across Waterloo Bridge, or even, you know, taking a stroll down the Thames. I want to experience it all. Well, we'll see if I can. But thank you, Tom. I appreciate you for doing this. This was a fun video. I just love seeing Primrose Hill, of course. Just pretty awesome to get out there, walk up that hill, get some exercise, and then you just rewarded with stunning views. But you are kind of far away, so and unless you really know what you're looking at, it can be tough from those other locations, the Archway Bridge and the other places. So being real close in the city and seeing it is really kind of neat. But yeah, one of the more recognizable skylines in the world, of course, London. They have such unique architecture of designs of some of the buildings that really make it pop and stand out. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a lot for coming. I hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Please stick around for another video at some point. And it's either going to be there, or I don't know how they do that. It's here and here. Click on one of these videos. I don't know where they even go. YouTube does it for me. I hope you had a great day yesterday, and hope you have a wonderful day today. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark